is in the house. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are kicking it with Auntie Leah. Yeah, let's get it, let's do it, let's go. Yeah, let's go, let's get it with Auntie Leah. Yeah, yeah, come on, let's do it. Nothing better than kicking it with Auntie Leah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Auntie Leah is in the house. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are kicking it with Auntie Leah. Yeah, let's get it, let's do it. Come on in. Come on in now. So Auntie Leah can do a thing. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to Kicking It with Auntie Leah. What up, nephew?
What's happening?
I see you in the car traveling.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait until we can get some more people in the house. Now listen to the words of the song while we wait.
3 autopsies. 2 doctors, 2 different explanations. But truth
Has a way of fighting the lie.
Mama kissed him at the doorway. Said, baby, have a blessed day. Never knew that morning sun would be the last time she see her son.
School bell ringing in the hallways.
Dreams walking through those tall days. But somewhere in that building code, the story started being told. Oh, they said it was an accident. Said the boy just slipped and went. But questions started rising slow, like whispers only heaven knows. Something in my spirit says there's more to see. Says there's more to see. When the truth gets buried, it still tries to breathe. Still tries to breathe. And even when the world looks away, justice still hears a mother pray.
2 autopsies, 2 different views.
2 doctors looking at the same young
Welcome,
you.
welcome, welcome.
One says accident, let it go.
Mary A.
One says trauma.
Thompson.
Look close to
Look to the
those.
people that are in the
Truth
back.
got a voice.
And it won't
So much
stay
fun.
quiet.
And when the
Welcome back
world
to Kicking
turns
It with,
away,
Heaven still
Jay,
hears
Young
a
Nine.
riot.
and even if nobody tells the truth tonight,
God
Waiting on more people to
still
come in.
sees what's right.
first report said nothing there, just a tragedy in the air. Said no injuries could be seen. Closed the file, case routine. But another doctor looked again, saw the damage underneath the skin, neck and jaw with a bleeding ran. Said the story didn't match the plan. 2 reports on the same young life, 2 conclusions cutting like a knife. So the world sits back and tries to see which truth fits reality.
This is an open panel.
When
This is an
autopsy
open
says
panel.
position always fix you.
Anybody that want to come up on the panel and talk about Kendrick with us, ask your questions, whatever that you want to contribute to the movement, please, please feel free to hit the link. You do not have to show your face. You don't have to come on camera. But you are more than welcome. And I'm going to go ahead and I am going to drop the link in the chat. This week has been very, very taxing. And I'm going to address some things. Before we get into the live. Nephew, where you driving from?
Dropping my kids off.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you be safe out there. Thank you for still being faithful to the cause and coming up on the panel, even though you are traveling. I appreciate each and every person that is here today with us. We're gonna get into some videos, and then we're gonna also watch, pull up the crime scene photos so we can continue that. And everybody that wants to know something, please drop your questions in the comments. Hit the button. The link is in the comments. Come on the panel. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about KJ. Let me go ahead and turn this off real quick. Put on the regular background music. So, again, thank you so much for coming back. Hey, Archangel, thank you so much for being here. One of my moderators. Just shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. This week has been very taxing, but I thank the Lord that the day that God broke a heavy, I don't even know what to call it. We were attacked. Just put it that way. The movement was attacked. And come to find out, it was people in everybody's inboxes tailbearing, lying, intentionally trying to feed each and every one of us misinformation, causing a public division amongst KJ's army. But I spoke with Miss Jackie today, and we had a very good long conversation. And I'm here to tell you, I don't have nothing in my heart against a soul. And for the people who took my last live and ran back to Miss Jackie and told her that I'm online begging for money in the name of KJ, and then you also said that I lost my job due to me speaking about KJ. Why would you guys do something like that? Why would anybody twist my words? That was just mean and diabolical, because that is not what I've ever done. Now, what I have done, and I say it on every live, I said you can join my channel if you want to become a member for $2.99. If you want to send a super chat, if you want to send a super sticker, please feel free. I have done this on every live way before I ever start talking about Kendrick Johnson. And for you to insinuate that I do for money, you are very, very, very misled. Because I can show you, actually I don't even have to show you. Go look at how many views I used to get prior to me talking about Kendrick Johnson. Hundreds of thousands on videos. Thousands on videos. It's not about Kendrick Johnson's case. It's not content to me. It's not content to J9. It's not content to Erica. It's a movement towards justice that we all must be on one accord to achieve, because what they want us to do is to fight. All that ends now. All of that ends today. Thank you so much, Archangel, for blessing the channel. Thank you so much. You always bless the channel, and I appreciate you so much. I don't even want to dwell on it, but I want you guys to please stop. Miss Jackie has enough on her plate to be going through some stupid trollish stuff in her army. She has enough. She's been suffering for 13 years. Mr. Johnson has been suffering for 13 years. What's so hard for you guys to believe that there are some people out there that really care about this kid, her kid, that will do anything to try to help these people get justice and try to help them get a peace of mind so they can begin to heal? Because as of January 10th, 2013, their whole life has been turned upside down. I ask you guys to please stop. Don't get in my inbox. I don't want to hear it. Unless you're coming to offer information that you found or you want to tell your story, don't come to my inbox. Please. Because the work that we're doing is already toxic. We're being attacked on every side. Don't get in my inbox. Don't get in Miss Jackie's inbox lying. Don't get in Erica's or J9's. Anybody talking about Kendrick, stay out of their inbox with that stuff. because you guys were the one that did it. Honestly, the talebearers. But anyway, hey Manny, welcome. We're gonna get right into the video. I'm not gonna keep talking about that. I just had to clear the air. And Barbara J, that lady that was on my panel, did you guys know that she's been my moderator for a long time? So has Archangel Michael way before I have began to talk about Kendrick Johnson. These people have been on my page. We're a part of the Jaguar Wright family. So let's go ahead and cue up the video. Jay, you got anything to say? Or are you just listening, co-host? You know I can't do this without you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you got anything to say about what I just said?
You said it in the conference. I don't want to say too much on that.
Right. And just know,
I don't like negativity. I don't like stuff like that.
Amen. I don't either. It's just crazy work. I mean, like, we're trying to. Ain't no doubt about it that justice is coming. There's no doubt about that. And nobody is going to be able to stop it. But anyway, let's get right into the video. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here, Auntie. Let me cue up the video. And let's just get right to it.
The autopsy conflict in the death of Kendrick Johnson. When discussing the death of Kendrick Johnson, the most important issue is not speculation, rumor, or internet debate. The most important issue is the medical evidence, because at the end of the day, this case is not about opinions. It is not about social media. It is not about who can shout the loudest. It is about forensic science. It is about forensic science. It is about medical evidence. And it is about a 7-year-old child who died inside a school building. One autopsy says there were no significant injuries. Another autopsy, conducted by Dr. William R. Anderson, documented deep hemorrhaging. He documented deep hemorrhaging in the neck and jaw and concluded blunt force trauma. 2 doctors, 2 examinations, 2 completely different explanations for how Kendrick Johnson died. So, now the question doesn't belong to the investigators. It doesn't belong to the medical examiners, and it doesn't belong to the officials who closed the case. The question now belongs to you. When you look at the experience, when you look at the credentials, when you look at the findings, and when you look at the injuries that were described, which autopsy best explains what happened to Kendrick Johnson? Because the truth doesn't disappear just because someone says a case is closed. And until the truth is clear, the questions will never stop. Because Kendrick Johnson's body was examined 3 separate times by trained forensic professionals, 3 examinations, 3 autopsies, and 3 different interpretations of how Kendrick Johnson died.
Let me stop it right there because, okay, so let's explain the autopsies. You have Dr. Marianne Gaffney Craft that completed the first litopsy. I call it a litopsy because that's what it was. Nothing on her autopsy was truth. And that's why we're still outraged today. What she put on her autopsy, positional asphyxia, set the motion of unsolved crime in a divided community. Second autopsy was done by Dr. William R. Anderson. Third autopsy was done by Dr. William R. Anderson. And then the Department of Justice also reviewed both autopsies that actually did suggest that the cause of death be changed to undetermined. So I don't understand why it wasn't changed to undetermined instead of, accidental positional asphyxia. So I wanted to set that straight. Sometimes when I write the scripts for the videos, I'm so tired and I make a mistake. But when I do, I'm going to stop it and I'm going to correct. So actually 4 people have reviewed Kendrick's autopsies, but only 2 pathologists. and one was a real medical doctor, which is Dr. William Anderson, who actually found the blunt force trauma in Kendrick's right side of his jaw, neck, and upper chest. So I wanted to set that clear.
To understand why this case remains controversial today, we have to examine the doctors. The first autopsy, Dr. Marianne Gaffney Craft. The first autopsy was performed on the 14th of January 2013 by Dr. Marianne Gaffney Craft, a forensic pathologist working for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation Division of Forensic Sciences. Dr. Gaffney Craft is a doctor of osteopathic medicine. She completed her undergraduate studies at Temple University before attending medical school at the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. She completed 4 years of residency training in anatomic and clinical pathology at Scott and White Hospital in Texas. Her professional career in the medical examiner system began in North Carolina, where she served as county medical examiner. She later joined the Georgia Bureau of Investigation in November 2009, performing autopsies for the state of Georgia. During that autopsy, Dr. Gaffney Craft concluded that Kendrick Johnson died from positional asphyxia. Her report stated no significant injuries. The only injuries documented were small, superficial abrasions on the wrist and finger.
So let's stop and let's talk about that. On my Facebook page, even on Miss Johnson's page, you will see a photo of Kendrick Johnson's face with a dent in his head. I think that I've posted, or Miss Johnson or even Erica has posted, the photo of his back where you see a lot of bruises on his back. You see a clear injury to the right side of his face as well. How can an experienced pathologist, miss all of the trauma that was on Kendrick Johnson's body if it wasn't on purpose? Allegedly, if it wasn't a part of the cover-up, allegedly. It doesn't make sense. What they were banking on was for the Johnsons is just to accept the accidental narrative and move on. They were not expecting the Johnsons family to fight as hard as they have for their child, Kendrick Johnson. But it's one thing that stuck out to me. In one of the autopsy photos, and I think Jay have seen it, and I can't show you guys the photo, but I think I do have like a AI image of it. I made an AI image of the injury. The right side of his brain was swollen. Okay. His face was swollen, and then he had a dent on the other side. That prompted Dr. Craft to do an x-ray on his skull. But do you know she's never released the x-ray to the Johnsons? They released the pictures, but they didn't release the x-rays. And the reason for that is that we would see the fractures in his skull. Diabolical. Anything you want to say, nephew? Add to that?
Yeah, he definitely had some. I don't think it was more that they missed it. They just didn't. It was all part of the cover. They didn't miss all that. You can't miss that.
Right. And when I was talking to Miss Johnson today, and I've seen this picture, and I think I shared it before. I just want to say that she's one strong woman. Period. Point blank. One strong mother to be able to see her baby's pictures floating online of him, of Dr. Craft trying to fillet his body like a fish. You know, I mean, the markings, the way she cutting in the V and the X and then flipping his skin over it is anyway. Yeah, these people are going to pay. Let me just keep going. This is crazy.
Based on that, The death was ruled an accident. That conclusion became the official explanation for Kendrick Johnson's death. But Kendrick's family was not convinced, so they requested a second examination. Kendrick Johnson's body was exhumed, and a second autopsy was performed by Dr. William R. Anderson. Dr. Anderson is not simply a pathologist. Dr. William R. Anderson is a medical doctor. He is board certified by the American Board of Pathology in anatomic, clinical, and forensic pathology. Dr. Anderson's career spans more than 3 decades in forensic medicine. He has served as a deputy medical examiner. Over the course of his career, Dr. Anderson has performed or reviewed thousands of autopsies. He has spent decades studying traumatic injuries. During the second autopsy, Dr. Anderson documented deep internal hemorrhaging in the right side of Kendrick Johnson's neck. He documented hemorrhage involving the right mandible and the carotid artery. These are not superficial injuries. Based on those findings, Dr. Anderson concluded that Kendrick Johnson died from blunt force trauma to the right side of the neck. Dr. Anderson also stated that the findings he observed were not consistent with positional asphyxia. In other words, traumatic injury. A third forensic examination was also later conducted by another independent pathologist. It introduced further medical observations. At the center of this case are 2 very different conclusions. The first autopsy, positional asphyxia, no significant injuries. The second autopsy, blunt force trauma, deep hemorrhage. Findings, not consistent with positional asphyxia. These are 2 completely different explanations. 2 doctors, 2 professional autopsies, 2 conflicting interpretations. When the public examines the evidence, they are looking at 3 separate examinations, 3 autopsies, 3 medical reviews. Which autopsy best explains what happened? And based on the credentials and findings, whose report would you believe? Justice for Kendrick Johnson is coming. KJ's army will not stop until justice is served. Let the evidence speak.
All right, guys. All right, so let me get this out of the way and put us back on the screen. So you have Dr. Marianne Kraft, the one who created the litopsy. She's been a pathologist for the GBI for some time. Her knowledge versus William R. Anderson's report, who is not only a pathologist for over 3 decades, but he's also an actual medical doctor. Hey, get to know whose report would you believe? If it came down to the credentials, if it came down to the experience, whose report would you believe? Put a 1 in the chat if you would believe Dr. Marianne Kraft. Put a 2 in the chat if you would believe Dr. Bill Anderson over Marianne Kraft's litopsy. Let's take a poll. And this doctor, he was able to find the injuries without even having the organs. You know, and having the organs is a very, very key factor in performing an autopsy. Hence the reason why, allegedly, Dr. Kraft destroyed the organs. So that just in case somebody dug Kendrick back up, as they did, and did another autopsy, they would not have been able to find the trauma to his body. But what's so mind-boggling about this case is, why are these people allowed to do this? I mean, you got dates contradicting each other. You got witness statements contradicting each other. You got reports contradicting each other. How in the double hockey stick are these people allowed to chomp this up to, oh well, it's a mistake? You're a trained professional. I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but ain't no way, man. Ain't no way that you should just be allowed to spew out stuff with no recompense. But we all know that justice is coming. Drop your questions. I think Manny wanted to know. Let me go back to her question. I hope I'm saying it right. She wanted to know if his brain went missing too. When I tell you every single organ down to his tongue was taken, everything was taken. Let's talk about the funeral home. What did you do? He stuffed his body with newspaper. You're not going to tell me that you get enough newspapers a day to be able to stuff an entire body with it and say that it's normal. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. What did you do? Go buy some newspapers because you wasn't expecting the organs to be there? So you went to go buy about 10, 15 newspapers in order to stuff Kendrick with it? It is so much misinformation out there. It is so much. His tongue as well, Tashika. His tongue as well. They took everything. Everything. Every single organ they took to hide his cause of death, to hide his time of death. Nephew, you have anything to say before we move on?
We good.
We good? All right. Any more questions about the organs? And then the funeral home. Oh my God. You didn't even call the Johnsons to tell them that I just can't even fathom all of this and how this has been going on in Georgia for all of these years. All right, Manny. For what they've done to him, they are terrified of Judgment Day. Shame on them. They should be terrified of this day as well. We all know, they're going to pay for it, one way or the other. But honestly, the Johnsons need the justice on this side of heaven, on earth. Like now. Like 13 years ago now. Right? And then you have Dr. Gaffney in her sworn deposition say, I think I just posted about that, saying stuff like, oh, well, I looked at the footage and he walked in there alone. And well, the hole in the mat, was small. So he had to wiggle himself down in there. Then you'll see in the deposition where she said, well, the black shoe in the scenario was thrown in the mat, but it got caught. It didn't hit the floor. It didn't go all the way down until he started to wiggle himself down in there. Okay, ma'am, if the hole was too small for the shoe to fall down to the ground, what makes you think the hole was big enough to swallow Kendrick Johnson? And also, Dr. Marianne Craft, did you not see people walking in the gym? You said you looked at the footage. That's what you testified to. And guys, it's on my page. I think I can pull it up now. Hold on a second. That's what you testified to. Right? So how is it that we, the public, can see Kendrick Johnson not walking in that gym alone? How can we see kids playing basketball in the gym? How do you reconcile that? All of this is crazy work. I'm looking for it, guys. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up. So, and then we're gonna look at some of these crime scene photos as well. All right, so I think it's uploading because I most definitely did. Okay, pull it up. I don't know why you can't see it. Oh, okay, guys, you have to forgive me. Stop screen share. Oh my goodness. There we are. There we are. Auntie finally got it. So within this report, She said that she looked at the surveillance footage. And she said she didn't just go off the narrative reports or the incident reports because it would be hearsay. That she actually, with her own eyes, watched the surveillance footage. How did you watch the surveillance footage and determine that he died of positional asphyxia because nobody was in the gym with him? He walked in the gym by himself. I know everybody has seen the video that we've been posting that was slowed down, that showed the children that was in the hallway walking in the gym right behind Kendrick. So he was in there by himself? I think not. I know not. And she knows not. And then the fact that you're going to try to tell us that he wiggled his way down into this small hole that even his shoe could even drop down all the way down in. How does that make sense? Anybody have any more questions? I don't think removing your tongue is typical. I do not believe. But what I think it may have showed is that maybe he like bit his tongue or something. I'm not 100% sure because it was destroyed. It was destroyed. Right, Tashika, they needed consent from the Johnsons, but they didn't say a word. They just stuffed him with newspaper. They didn't say anything. It wasn't until the Johnsons had Kendrick's body exhumed for the second autopsy that they found newspaper. In the days to come, but they where they will pay for what they've done. Absolutely. We got to keep going. We got to shake out the negative. We got to get it together. We got to stick together. We got to keep applying pressure. It is imperative that we all do that. And yes, ma'am, he did not walk into the gym by himself. Right. Nobody's have been able to get in the mat. That. Correct. Correct. Anybody want to come up on the panel before we start looking at the crime scene photos and becoming detectives together? Because that's what it's going to take, us together. The whole army. Not me, not just Leah, Auntie Leah, not just Miss Erica, not even just the Johnsons, but all of us. Yes, ma'am, Dr. Felicia. That's what I was told as well. I was also told that the gym was not monitored regularly. So those kids that did this to Kendrick Johnson knew that it was not monitored in a specific part of the gym over there by the mats, I would say. So that's how it happened. Hey, salute. Yvonne, welcome. I haven't seen you on my channel in a minute, but I just seen you on Jack. So thank you so much for being here, dear. Yes, exactly. They did not expect him to do another autopsy. All right. And Manny, I did get your message about that not being a janitor's closet. So let's go ahead and let's pull up the crime scene photos. Hold on. How do I do this? Oh, share a screen. Let's just continue to look at them. And I pray that I don't choose the wrong. No, where is it? Windows. How the heck did I show those crime scene photos last time? Now I'm not able to share them? That's weird. Okay, that's weird. My apologies. Okay. And you know what else? I didn't even finish the video. So let's get back to that while I figure out a thing.
No. Some stories never lead us so. 17-year-old walked into school and never came home.
Please be patient with me. I apologize.
3 autopsies. 2 doctors, 2 different explanations. But truth
Has a way of fighting the lie.
Mama kissed him at the doorway. Said, baby, have a blessed day. Never knew that morning sun would be the last time she see her son.
School bell ringing in the hallways.
Dreams walking through those tall days. But somewhere in that building code, the story started being told. Oh, they said it was an accident. Said the boy just slipped and went. But questions started rising slow, like whispers only heaven knows. Something in my spirit says there's more to see. Says there's more to see. When the truth gets buried,
It still tries to breathe.
still tries to breathe. And even when the world looks away, justice still hears a mother pray.
2 autopsies, 2 different views.
2 doctors looking at the same young youth.
One says accident, let it go.
One says trauma,
Look close the door,
but truth's got a voice.
and it won't stay quiet.
And when the world turns away,
Heaven still hears the right.
and even if nobody tells the truth tonight,
God still sees what's right.
first report said nothing there, just a tragedy in the air. Said no injuries could be seen. Closed the file, case routine. But another doctor looked again, saw the damage underneath the skin. Neck and jaw with a bleeding ran. Said the story didn't match the plan. 2 reports on the same young life, 2 conclusions cutting like a knife. So the world sits back and tries to see which truth fits reality.
One autopsy says positional asphyxia. Another says blunt force trauma to the neck. 2 professional opinions, but only one truth.
Years may pass, but pain don't fade. Truth don't die when lives get made.
And every tear a mother cries still echoes underneath the sky. Justice ain't a whispered prayer.
It's the truth standing right there.
And even when the system sleeps, God still counts the tears we keep.
2 autopsies,
2 stories told,
1 young life.
words more than gold. And truth don't bend, then truth don't hide. And truth keeps walking side by side. And when the world refuses to say it out loud,
God still knows it now.
the case may close, the files may fade, but truth never disappears.
Some stories never leave a soul.
Some stories never leave the soul.
What about that? Protect our queen. Protect our kids. We got soft in this motherfucker. All the soft soft. I ain't with it. I ain't no crook.
babies. They ain't even about me, about these babies. It's about our people, about protecting our women. We can't leave them in this mess. If we leave them in this mess, they're gonna have to fight for it. The same way our people left us in this shit.
St. Louis don't know who I am, bro. Every cop in this city know who I am, bro. They trying to scare me into not speaking because they don't want a motherfucker to tell the truth. Because it ain't the fact that when I'm not the only one saying this shit, but people actually listen when I say it. And they scared of that because they want niggas to be in the hood killing each other on that bullshit. Listen, when I was selling dope in the hood, you saw I sold dope all them years. They ain't never did that to me. So many. Pull out, point the guns at me. You seen the whole thing, right? They point guns on me and my 14-year-old little brother. It's Ferguson PD. They pull guns on me and my little brother. They run to the car, they pull them out, grab me by my hair, slam me out the car, put me in the car, search my car illegally without my permission.
Yeah, I think that's
I gave them no permission to search me.
We don't need you bitches on our street. Say with me, fuck the police. Fuck the police. Without that bed, you a bitch in the head, nigga. Fuck the police. Fuck the police. Without that bed, you a bitch in the head, nigga. Fuck the police. Fuck the police.
We really should have turned Valdosta into Ferguson. When they killed Mike Brown, when the police shot Mike Brown, Ferguson erupted. That same outrage should have been when it happened to Kendrick Johnson. I never understood that because Kendrick.
Why every time they kill one of us, all of a sudden we become super? Mike Brown was the Hawk. He Flash. Next we're gonna have Spider-Man jumping on cable cars.
Kendrick passed away prior to Mike Brown. So I swear it should have been the same thing happening in Valdosta, but we know why. We know why because
Do not let them get away with it. They're gonna keep on doing it to other people. You know what I mean? You gotta stand for something. Even if it costs you your life, you're gonna die anyway. Ain't no fear in our blood. Ain't no, we especially ain't scared of them.
Instead of using the white man's tools and the white man's money to spread us even further apart. Because truth be told, Ferguson went from the biggest and most powerful thing we had in a long time to us. Now everyone's fighting each other. They're fighting over women, they're fighting over positions, they're fighting over who's who.
we know why though. It's because we see those black kids in the hallway plotting against Kendrick. So you had the black community allegedly trying to basically take up for their children, and everybody just got silenced. But it's never too late.
Flavor.
Top Squad.
Lot of killing going on in my neighborhood. And I can't get no sleep. Cause when you're out and niggas sleeping, they ain't good for you. This shit can't get deep. Lot of people getting found in my neighborhood. This shit can't get deep.
Well, rest in peace, Darren Steele. Rest in peace, Darren Steele.
In the spirit of God, in the spirit of the ancestors, in the spirit of the Black Panthers.
But look, that's the reason why I need y'all to still getting on what I be on, bro. I can't press y'all because y'all we all grown men. But I want y'all to see. I can remember when
All right, guys. So I think that I have, let me go ahead and flip the camera back on. I think that I've figured out how to share the crime scene photos now. Thank you so much for being patient. I need to stop sharing this screen and then share screen. Are you kidding me? Is it not share screen? Hold on a second. Be patient with me. Because I know I was able to do it last time. All right. Let me try something different. Slides. Google Slides. Let me see. Oh my God, that's not it. Guys, this is just, it's messed up. Because I know I'm able to show it. I did it last time. We were looking at the crime scene photos. And now it's not allowing me to share this screen. The sensory is diabolical. Okay, there it is. All right. Let's get back to looking at the evidence. Okay. So this here, you guys remember that there was a guy named Ryan Domek Hernandez that came forward and gave sworn testimony that Brandon Bell was getting high and they were at an apartment in Florida, his girlfriend's apartment in Florida, and Brandon Bell told him everything that happened to Kendrick Johnson that night. We've seen the sworn affidavit. We've posted it more than once. He said that Brian Bell basically got in a fight with Kendrick. Kendrick got the best of him. And then Brian went into road rage, picked up a 45-pound weight and hit Kendrick on the side of his face, neck, right? Well, here's a 45-pound weight right here. I know you guys have seen this because I have also posted this on Facebook as well, and it appears to have blood on it. They did not collect this weight. It looks like to me they tried to conceal this weight. But the crime scene photo analyst, I guess they wasn't with it. And if you look down here, it looks like it's some red blood on the nets as well. You guys see this? I wish I had a pointer. I don't though. But look over to the left of the screen, down white, right below the white part of the net, you'll see red, like net. So it also looks like some blood. This was also soaked in blood. Put in a 1 in chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you see what I'm looking at. You see it? Yes. So, and this is a 4. We can't see the 5, but this is a 45-pound weight that they left in the gym that they did not collect. They left it there. Actually, if we go back on the photos, you'll see, hold on, I can blow this up a little. It's blood over here. Y'all see the blood over here on the weight? Yep. And then it's also blood right here. You'll see that it looks like they threw this net over it to intentionally try to hide it. Look. And then that's the pair to the shoe. I mean, and they left this shoe at the crime scene. They left this weight at the crime scene. It's just crazy. But here's a better photo of that blood-soaked neck that I told you about over here. Now, somebody said that this was a dreadlock, and I'm looking at this long black thing that doesn't look like the rest of the net. It kind of do favor a dread. What do you guys think about this? About that? Right? I can't point to it, but it's over to the left. It's laying across the pole. Does that look like a dread to you? Put a 1 in the chat if it looks like a dread to you. That is thicker than the rest of the net. That looks like that's a part of Kendrick's dreads. Right there.
I'm gonna have to look at that.
Yes, we got to look at that. Every time we look at these crime photos, I swear to God, God shows us something new. It was hair in the other shoe. Correct. Correct. Now this thick black, I'm going to blow that up. And it most definitely looks like one of Kendrick's dreads. I didn't even see that at first. And then the blood right below it.
I think. Send me that picture in my inbox.
I will. I'll send you this picture in the inbox as soon as we get off live, because we got to talk about that. That definitely is thick. And looks like a dread trapped up under there. All of this is diabolical, guys. Every single thing. That's crazy. Let's go to the next. And yes, this shoe does have blood splatter on it. They tested it, did a presumptive, I can't even say the word, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Test on it and try to say it wasn't blood, but they left those shoes intentionally. Because those shoes, guarantee you, they had Kendrick's DNA on it. And his blood. And these sunflower seeds. This looked like the gym was mopped without the floor being swept. And you know how you guys, like, you sweep your floor first, but it still may be some trash on it. So you get remember those string mops with the little strings that hung down? You would shake it, and that looks like that's what they did with this. I believe they intentionally didn't sweep the floor, mopped the floor, and shook the mop over this evidence to make it look like that it has been there, but it hasn't been there. Just like Miss Johnson said earlier on her page. You mean to tell me that they cleaned the gym and they left the blood on the wall? No. Nope. They were staging a crime scene. That's exactly what they were doing. And we don't know whose shoes it was. They didn't collect the shoes, ma'am. They did not. They left it there. And we don't know where those shoes are today. What I will say is that we've seen somebody, allegedly Clay Griffiths, walk in through the hallways with no shoes on and no socks on. That's what we do know. All right, let's go. All right, it's another angle. I clearly see to the left that blood soaked whatever it is, and it's still there. I did a little bigger. Somebody took a little closer photo of this. We clearly see blood. Now that I got this closer, it doesn't look like a lock to me. But I'll blow it up. I won't post anything unless I research it. But it doesn't look like in this photo, it doesn't look like a dreadlock. Honestly. It looks like that some of the black string. But then again, it does. See, that's why I gotta wait. It'll be a minute. I gotta really study that one. I gotta really study that one. So I can't say yay or nay yet. Let's go to the next photo. And this is another angle. How you clean the gym? Look at all this trash over here. It looks like this to me, and there's somebody's shirt. There's somebody's shirt right there. You ain't clean no gym. Or it looks like to me that you actually took the trash can and dumped the trash all over that part of the gym. Crazy. And I couldn't see what this was. I tried to blow it up, but it's an object right there. But right here, look at this. That looks like a blood trail right here. Put a 1 in the chat if you're able to see it. Like a dripping blood trail. Can you guys look at it? Do you see the blood trail? Okay, Nikki, I believe you. Listen, we're investigating together. We investigating together, Nikki. All right. But did you guys see that line of blood right there going on the floor? All right. Quiet Heart sees it. I see it clearly, like blood dripping over there. And this is still by the weight, guys. And this is still by the shoes. And if you look at the floor, The floor looks part wet and part dry. Like, come on, man. Let's be for real. They left all of this stuff at the crime scene. All right. This is just a picture of the gym. The mats. Kendrick would be over there behind the yellow mats in a vertical position. And they're trying to, and then we had somebody on our last live. I think his name was Tay, I think. And he was in the gym that day, and he was playing basketball that day. He said those yellow mats were not there when Kendrick Johnson walked into the gym. They put them there. Of course they did when they staged the crime scene. So we have a witness who has come forward and said that these yellow mats were not there. Crazy work. Let's keep going. Another angle of the gym. All right. And so here's Kendrick's shoe. This black shoe is his shoe. It's a black Adidas. These are the shoes that he normally plays basketball in. And somebody knew that. Somebody knew that Kendrick normally played basketball in these shoes. And then you have witnesses saying that they used to hide their shoes by the mats, not in the mats. And then you have some saying that they would hide them in the mat, but they will push the mat over or tip it to retrieve their shoes. Nobody will actually go down into the mat and get their shoes ever. I don't even know why they think that we're dumb. Okay. Right here, you'll see the yellow folder that Kendrick was carrying as he walked into the gym. You'll see one of his basketball shoes. How did all this, his belongings get scattered if it was no signs of foul play? How did his yellow folder get way over here? Wouldn't you think that if he got up on the mats, he would put the yellow folder on the bleachers that he stepped up on? He'll set it down, right? Why is it on the floor? Why is it not laying, on the bleacher? If he climbed upon the mats and wiggled down in it to try to get his shoe, his yellow folder is way across, right here, far from him. Doesn't make sense. They expect us to believe that too, but we don't. And it also looks like his folder is a little ripped as well. We'll get to that. All right, another angle. Trash can. And they supposedly cleaned the gym. Yeah, we don't believe that. Here's his shoe again. Closer look at it. We talked about, how the stuff inside the yellow mats is not actually blood. It's a part of the mat. So we have ruled that out. But his shoe was way over here. And his other shoe was in the mat. All right. Another photo. And if you can tell, these crime scene photos, they were taken with two different cameras. Either two different cameras or one was taken with a flash and one was not taken with a flash. Anybody have any questions? Hey, Set in the West. Hey, Set in the West. Good to see you. Jaguar, right? All of you guys. Right, Yvonne. I don't think nobody believes that this is an accident as well. The people that choose to believe it are the people that Lowndes County race baited. You see that Lowndes County told Valdosta that the Johnsons was calling this a race. It was racism. No, they didn't. No, that was a lie. We see clearly there was more than one race. Keep on fighting. You can tell they staged this crime scene, and you mentioned a witness came forward who was in the gym that day. That's great. It's so many witnesses. And I do believe that the spirit of fear has been lifted off of Valdosta. I do believe that. It's 13 years later. We got to keep believing. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep fighting. Our sister and our brother, the Johnsons, They've been suffering since January 10th. I don't know. I lost my co-host. Come back up, Jay. I lost my co-host, guys. Hold on a second. All right. Any other questions while we have pausing? Excuse me, while we have paused. Okay. All right, let's get back to the photos then. Okay, so Dr. Felicia says, so tell me how the others climbed on top of the mats to see his feet. Good question. How did they? You know, when we look at the top of the mats, there's no indentations. I think that's how you say the word, guys. You guys know Auntie has a speech, impediment, and some words I cannot pronounce, and that's why I use a voiceover. Good question. The narrative is that he's supposed to okay, Lynn, no, let me explain it again. Okay, I understand that everything that happened after Kendrick passed away was racism. Trust me. And I've said it before. But what I'm saying is that the act of the unaliving of Kendrick was jealousy and hatred, because I don't know if you've seen the video of the black kids in the hallway. Yeah, they were plotting against him, right? So I can't definitively say that the crime itself, it's two crimes, the unaliving of Kendrick, was due to race. It was due to jealousy and hatred. They all just didn't like him. He excelled at everything. Okay, thank you so much. But everything that happened to Kendrick after that, yes, absolutely. Racism. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Okay, so back to Dr. Felicia. It's some let me see. It's some bleachers next to the to those mats. And supposedly two bougie cheerleaders that were supposed to be sisters, according to the police incident report. But then it comes to find out that it was another lady, Cameron, who also climbed on the mat and saw Kendrick's feet, sticking out of the mat or whatever. But these are bougie cheerleaders. They're in the middle of a class. What teacher allows kids to climb on top of mats? That's a hazard. That's why I believe that the body discovery was a staged play. There's no teacher that's going to allow students to do that in the middle of class, climb on top of the mat, playing on the mat, laying on the mat. I don't believe that one bit. Let me see. Okay. We were there. My granddaughter was in his gym class, and there when they found him. I'm so sorry that your granddaughter had to go through that. I wonder, was anything odd about that day? If she ever told you anything odd about that day? Because I have some sources that have came forward and said that they don't even know why their class was switched to the old gym that day. They don't know why they was in the old gym that day. Their class is normally not held in the old gym. It's held in the new gym, but somebody had to find his body, right? So all of this was a part of the cover-up. And I know that your daughter, sorry, not your granddaughter, must have been traumatized by that. Did they say something by the mats, making it like Kendrick stood on something to get into the top of the mat? Well, that's why they brought those other yellow mats in, because remember, the other witness said that those yellow mats were not there, right? So they had to come. Let me go back and show you. They had to fill that up because only the blue mats were there, and they were way away from that. Far away. If you look at the crime scene, the blue mats are far away from the bleachers. Okay. Let me see if I can get it. So, all right, let's take a look at this. I think this is a good one. See how far the blue mats are? They were the only mats there, per the witness. These yellow mats were not there. See how far the bleachers are away from the blue mats? Let me see if I can get a better picture. You see how far the bleachers are away from the blue mats? The blue mat is over here in the corner. So they had to fill this up with yellow mats so that it can look like that Kendrick climbed on top of these bleachers and hopped on these mats just to wiggle himself down in the mat. Make it make sense, Lowndes County, because it doesn't. But that was a part of the crime scene staging, right? All right, let's see. The sisters that found him are the superintendent daughter. Yes, ma'am. Lena and Lori Taylor. Yes, and they're cheerleaders, and they're bougie cheerleaders. And people normally don't climb on top of that mat, but they had to that day because it was all a part of the alleged cover-up. And then we have another one. They would play basketball during their gym class, and it was common for them to put their shoes on the mat. They switched their shoes out to play basketball. Right. You have several students that testified to that. But you also had students that testified that they didn't go inside, reach down inside the mat. They would tip the mat over. Absolutely correct. All right. Now, how coincidental is that the superintendent's daughter found the body? You know what? We found this out, I think a couple of weeks ago, KJ's Army, that they set that up. They set it up. All those 7 kids that were in the room together were all friends, allegedly, of the Bell family. All of them. And I hate that I have to say alleged, because I know for a fact they were, allegedly. Yes, ma'am, they are definitely racist people. The whole cover-up was based off kindred skin. Salute, Tavante. From them finding KJ that day to the story they made, it's all staged. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. All right, let me get back to where we were. I can't remember where I stopped. Oh, his folder. Don't understand how his folder got all over. Well, we understand it. It was staged. So, yeah, we understand it. All right. The shoe again. The mat. And then this mat is like, it's always bothered me, this mat has, because it looks like that this was, used to conceal his body, and that this is blood, and that they try to scrub it off, but you can't get blood all the way off like that. So I've always, I don't know, I stare at this mat a lot because there's also something wedged in between there that looks like a piece of foam. And again, these stains. So, yeah. And his other shoe. Let me see. Let's keep going. Anybody want to come up on the panel? Jay, where'd you go? Did I lose my co-host again? He said he had bad service. If anybody wants to come up, please, you can. I can drop the link. Ask your questions. Come up and have a conversation. We're family. You don't have to show your face either, by the way. You don't have to be on camera. All right, let's keep going. I just dropped the link again. So yes, we determined that these red marks are part of the mat. They are not blood. When I first looked at a photo, I thought it was blood as well until I blew it up. And there's the Adidas shoe, the one that matches the one that was found under his head with no blood on it. Make that make sense? All right. And we are also, still looking at a different, shot. Again, look at the blue mats and how far they are away from the bleachers. Doesn't his folder look like he was in some type of a struggle? Look at the folder, guys. Is it just me? But doesn't the photo look like he was in some type of struggle? When he walked in the gym, his photo wasn't crumpled up like that. What do you guys think? You know what? That's a good question, Hot Rod, Miss Hot Rod. No, I don't. Because you know what they didn't do? They did not give us photos of the weight room and the locker rooms or nothing like that. For some reason, they just thought that that wasn't part of the crime scene when the whole school should have been a part of the crime scene, right? A kid died in school, and school went on. They was on lockdown for a couple of hours, and then school went on. All right. Let me see. They said he went to retrieve his shoes and fell in, but how the shoes end up outside the mat. It's nothing like being there when all of a sudden it's still so unbearable. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so they want us to believe, I guess. I don't know why. They never really explained it, but I guess they want us to believe that both shoes were in the mat, and then he reached down and got one out and tossed it, I guess, and then went back in, and the other one fell because, according to Dr. Kraft, the medical examiner, the mat opening was too small for even the shoes to drop down to the floor. So she wants us to believe that Kendrick Johnson chose to, instead of moving the mat to go, to retrieve his shoe, he decided to wiggle himself down head first in the mat and got stuck. Crazy work. Very much unbearable. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so Lynn, they did build a new gym, but the old gym is still there. It was just renovated. And what the sources say that, still have kids going to school there, that they made the old gym into a band room. In the part of the old gym that Kendrick's body was found in, they made it into some type of storage closet. And I've heard that Kendrick's memory still haunts that school today. And I'm glad that it does. That's right, Lee Hop. We're not going into the mat. That's right, Lynn. We're not going into the mat. All right, Archangel. One question should be asked of those two girls. Are the mats usually stored there? And did this gain your attention straight away? Absolutely. But they're not going to tell the truth because they were allegedly part of the cover-up. They were in the meeting on January 10th. They agreed. They were the superintendent's daughters. So that was their part, of finding Kendrick Johnson's body. To climb on top of mats and look down, see his body, and then everything else was staged. Now, it was kids in that gym that had no clue what was going on. You have kids that say, well, no, we didn't see Kendrick because they made us leave. But then you have Coach Pipelo saying that he didn't clear the gym until he pulled down the mat and Kendrick's body fell out. It's lies and discrepancies everywhere, guys. And they're just allowed to get away with this stuff. All right, let's continue. So yes, his photo looks like he was in some type of a struggle. His photo did not look like that. Go back and look at the video. It didn't look like that when he walked into the gym. Here's a better look at it. It's like it's ripped right there. It's all wrinkled. That's not how his photo looked. All right. So I have to pull up more on 473. I'm going to have to pull up the other sets of photos. I'm hoping that I don't accidentally show photos of him actually being in the mat because that is very hard to see. Look at the floor, guys. Look at the floor. Some of it's dry, some of it's wet. Also has sawdust look like on it as well. But you have this shoe sitting there. You mean to tell me you're going to mop the floor with this shoe sitting there? Come on, man. Y'all didn't do that. Y'all didn't clean this gym. Y'all was destroying blood evidence. destroying blood evidence. And yes, right here is a part of Kendra's dreadlock. Let me see. I don't think I can get it. Yes, right here. Allegedly. And we don't know who these shoes belong to. And these daggone shoelaces look brand spanking new compared to this shoe that looks like it has blood evidence on it. But they tested it and said, oh, it's not blood, and left the shoes. Doesn't make sense, guys. And just to clarify, those shoes were not Kendrick Johnson's. All right. The bleachers. Just very dirty. This gym was dirty. I can't believe it. But this floor is freshly mopped. And we can tell that they like I said, they didn't even sweep the floor before they mopped it. They was just trying to hurry up and get away, get the blood evidence out. I had one detective said as he walked into the gym that he could mildly smell decomposition. I'm wondering if the kids in the gym that day, did they ever smell anything foul? I just know that they had to hurry up and, find Kendrick's body. Because it was going to eventually start, consuming the whole school with the smell of decomposition. All right, let's keep going. All right, basketballs, wet floors, half dry, all of that. It's crazy work. All right. This is why I think that they intentionally, I know that they intentionally tried to conceal the weight. The weight is actually up under this volleyball net. And you see how it looks like that they bunched this part up where this is that, spread down the pole. This part is bunched up and thrown over the weight. I thank God for the cameraman who actually went closer and went behind that concealment and took a picture of that weight. The crime scene investigators look like they was trying to do their job. Right? Some of them, not all of them. All right, it's just another picture of the same. Clearly, you can see that they bunched this net up and threw it over that weight. Right here. Yep. You can see the outline of it right here. They did it on purpose. Allegedly. Just another view of the same. I think that we've seen these photos. Let me look at, you guys have any questions? I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. I was looking at why couldn't he have walked around the yellow mats to get to the blue mats? Hey, the yellow mats wasn't there. We have a witness that said the yellow mats were not there the day that Kendrick went into the gym. There were kids in the gym. It was only the blue mats. There was no reason for him to climb on top of mats, and he didn't. He didn't. It's huge that student came and told us on the last live. Go back and watch the last live we did. You'll see him in the comments. He said those mats were not there. Those yellow mats were not there. They put those yellow mats there because the bleachers were not by the blue mats. There was no way for Kendrick to get on top. I don't believe he was going for shoes at all. His schedule said he was going to weight class, and the weight room is located right outside the old gym. So he was passing through the gym to get to his weight class, and that is where allegedly, someone said that the fight took place. I'm not sure. We have so many different stories, but one thing I do know is that justice is coming. Yes, ma'am, Dr. Felicia. I went to the county website and I tried to pull up, because you also have to have permits to do renovations. And I couldn't find a permit. You have to actually email the county. Well, the county never emailed me back because I wanted to see the dates that they requested the permits to do the renovation on that gym. Okay. We left Valdosta that night. We were military, so already had orders to move in there. I don't know what TLF and were. Okay, we left the day of graduation. My kids are resisting their this upcoming weekend. Visiting there, maybe? Okay. The coach already knew he was there. Absolutely, he knew. Those kids did not do this alone. Absolutely. Facts. I agree. Do you think if you tried to ask them now, guilt might have kicked in even off the record for safety reasons? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But would they want to implicate their father is the question. They're the superintendent's daughter, the school superintendent's daughter, who actually also had to agree to the cover-up. Coach Pipelo hated KJ. What? Now that's something new. He was actually racist himself. Oh, I believe you. We went up under a post where they gave Coach Pipelo a reward a few days ago, and KJ's army swarmed that post, and we was like, justice for KJ. Do you know that they deleted every comment and then turned off the comments and then blocked some of us because I can no longer see it? I did not know. Tell us more, Tavante. How do you know that Coach Pipelo hated KJ? Please tell us. All right. Sawdust to quick pick up blood. Yes, ma'am. You got it, baby. You got it. Y'all own it. I know, Miss Olivia. I know. Yvonne said they did everything half-assed with every single thing in this case. I agree. 1,000%. Dr. Felicia, those local detectives wasn't familiar with this type of investigation. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Someone called Miss Jackie the same day, told her something was on KJ's head, and then hung up. To this day, we want to know what was on his head. Well, we found it. It was the dent. It was the dent. And I also heard, and you know, what oddly, oh, I know what you're talking about. Is it a bag perhaps? Because the FBI reports mentions a bag all the way through that report. Everybody that the FBI spoke to, they must have questioned them and asked, was it a bag over Kendrick's head? And because everybody at the end of their testimony would say, like, no, I did not see a bag on KJ's head. Is that what you're talking about? Could be that. I was looking so hard for that bag in this crime scene. But you know, they probably, if it was a bag on his head, they got rid of that. They messed up knowing one of their own was involved. Yes, correct. Absolutely, Archangel. All right. Oh, okay. So you guys are having a event called Resisting Valdosta this weekend. That's going to be amazing. I hope y'all come out and, you know, with the numbers. And I hope that maybe they mention KJ, just mention Kendrick Johnson, because Valdosta's not going to have any peace until they give the justice for Kendrick Johnson that he deserves. All right, let's go back to looking at, okay, Tavante, let's see. I was thinking a bag or weight left on his head. I've heard a bag, and we know that looks, you know, could that would have caused the dent? The weight was left on his head. That could have. We know he wasn't in that mat. We know he wasn't in that mat. And thank you so much for confirming that he was. We know it. And he was not upside down. We saw the blood evidence on the mat, right? He was not upside down vertical. The blood flow supports him being horizontal and his body not all the way in the mat, like ever. Ever. All right. Will what be in Valdosta? I'm not sure. We don't go into the mat. That's right. I'm not sure, Lynn. I thought you were saying that it was a resisting weekend or something like that that's going down in Valdosta this weekend. So I may have understood you. All right, let's keep going a little bit. I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. Shoe, weight, shoe. Yeah. Anybody have any other questions? Anybody want to come on the panel? How was the janitors cleaning this? If these shoes were there all this time in the gym, how were the janitors cleaning up the gym every night and not noticing these shoes and this weight? So this stuff wasn't there. This stuff wasn't there. All of it was a part of the stage crime scene. And again, I'll bring your attention to this shirt. Whose shirt is this? Whose shirt is that? I wish I can blow it up even more so you can see this shirt that's over here, you know, conveniently behind the gym. I mean, the bleachers. All right. I got to bring up some more photos. It's 461. Let me get out of here. All right. There's another view of the gym. You'll see Kendrick's shoe, and you'll see the yellow folder over that way. Here's another view of the gym. I don't see that anything is like moving or being repositioned in these photos either. All right. But look how shiny. They even buffed the gym floor. Look how shiny the gym floor is. They really cleaned the gym, they said. But I did it. I mean, I believe they did it right before school, honestly. Part of the cover-up, allegedly. Same thing, same mat. If anybody want me to stop and blow up a picture, just let me know. Just let me know, and I will stop and blow up a picture. All right. I think we have seen these photos right here. So let me just... How did I go backwards? Lord, have mercy. Again, his folder definitely looks like he was in a struggle. Look at it. Look how wrinkled and look like he was torn and everything. There's another blurry picture of his folder right here. Definitely looks like he was in a struggle. Why is this picture blurry? Weird. How many of you guys think that this folder looks crushed and like he was caught off guard? All right, so we have Jamie West who said, "I'd like to know if Rick Bell was there the whole time. I'd also like to know if that shoe print on KJ's abdomen is his, because I had a AI scan that shoe print, and I believe that to be a combat police boot print." Very much. You said you want me to blow up the mats? Very much. Could be. I know he was there when they discovered KJ's body. He was there then. He was there then. So you want me to blow up the mats, Travis? Which mats? I want to know where and how he actually was when they found him or left him in, should say. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I would like to know as well. Okay, so Travis, I think that's his name, wanted me to blow up a picture of the mat. Let me go back real quick so I can accommodate this. Right here, you can see a gray shirt as well. It was blood on their shirt. They didn't collect it. They left it. You can see Kendrick's sock right there. And no, they don't look very tall, but they were 6 feet tall. They were 6 feet tall. The mats were 6 feet tall. But again, guys, remember, the witness that was in the gym that day said that the yellow mats were not there. So how would Kendrick get on the mat? He didn't. We know he didn't. There's two things that could have happened that I believe, based off of when I looked at the autopsy photos and the crime scene photos that I actually really can't show on here. because they're vulgar. His clothes were pushed up. His pants legs were pushed up. His shirt was pushed up. Two things could have happened. They either rolled him in that mat or they put him in the mat feet first because his shoulders couldn't fit in the mat. His shoulders were 19 inches wide and the mat opening was only 14 inches. So it's two hypothetical theories out there, and I think that they either stuffed him in the mat feet first and left the upper his torso hanging out and concealed him with another mat, or they unrolled the mat and rolled him back up, rolled him in it, if that makes sense. All right, let me check the comments. All right, let's keep going. So they thought it was very significant to really take pictures of this yellow folder. You know, it's a lot of pictures of this yellow folder, isn't it? Why is it so significant? But they didn't, if they didn't suspect anything in the beginning, something was off about this folder. But we have several pictures of this folder throughout the crime scene, because in the beginning, the people that was putting down the thing, it didn't make sense. But all of a sudden, it's an accident, and nobody reconciled any of the discrepancies and told the public anything about why some things were, excluded. This yellow folder is significant because I see trauma to this folder, to be honest with you. Let me see. And in one of these folders, I saw some fluid or something on it. Right? But even the crime scene, the people that was chosen, who I don't really think that was a part of the cover up, because they are the ones who went behind that net and took a picture of that weight. They were not informed, I don't think. And that's why, this photo of the folder keeps coming up, because I don't believe that the person that was doing the pictures were a part, of the cover up. They're just identifying items, right? And they thought that this was odd, like we think it's odd, right? All right. So this is another angle of the folders ripped, like somebody tried to snatch it out of his hand or something. Or something happened right here. Something happened right here. How did this get ripped up? It wasn't like that when he entered the gym. All right, let's keep going. All right, so now we're going behind the blue mats. There's a blue science book back here. Whose book was that? Whose book was that? They didn't even try to identify. And if they did, they didn't tell us why they ruled it out. I can't find it anywhere. Right? All right, let's keep going. Yep. Physical science book. Somebody's book. Why is it there? They thought that, the crime scene investigators thought it was also important to notate that. Did they do fingerprints on it? Did they do any DNA analysis? Did they even try to find out whose book this is? Because when Kendrick Johnson walked into the gym, he didn't have a blue book. All he had was that yellow folder. So this is somebody's blue book. Holy Holt. I see a name on it. Holt. Uh-oh. Let me write that down. I'm going to the yearbook. I'm going to look up every Holt in that school, because I see it. I didn't even see this before. I looked at this photo 1,000 times and never realized there was a name on this blue science book. Last name is Holt. Holt, guys. This book belonged to Holt. Somebody with the last name of Holt. When I tell you, every time we look at the photos, there's something new that the Lord opened our eyes to see. It's just amazing. Because I've looked at that. I did a whole video about that blue book and didn't even realize that it had a name on it. Do you guys see the name on the book? Whoever got the yearbook, we got to turn into detectives right now, because we need to look up every Holt in the school, because Holt, you was there. Holt, Holt. Okay, I'll post it as soon as I can find one. Oh, I have the yearbook. I have access to it. Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can pull it up. No. I'm looking for a school. 2013. And Lowndes. Let's see if we can look up who Holt is right now. Okay. And all right, let me share this screen. Hold on a second. Got to stop sharing the photo screen real quick so we can share the yearbook screen. All right, guys, this is the yearbook. And what's odd is you don't get to see everything in the yearbook. And their theme that year was walk in our shoes. Well, y'all trying to troll KJ or something? Because that's what it seems like to me, that you're saying walk in our shoes, but it's all type of shoes in the gym that has something pertaining to Kendrick Johnson's unaliving. Were you guys trying to really troll what happened to KJ in your yearbook? And why are these photos in black and white to where we can't identify if those gray, black, and orange shoes were in the photo somewhere? You see how they did that? How they made this black and white? So we couldn't see the color of shoes, family. When I tell you everybody was involved in this alleged cover-up, all of them, school and all. Why are those photos? Of all photos, the photos of the shoes are black and white. The theme of that year is walk in our shoes. That's crazy. Yes, ma'am. Chelsea. Miss Landry, I saw that too. I saw that as well. And so did the crime scene photographer. That's why you have so many pictures of that yellow folder. Because they thought that this yellow folder was significant into the homicide investigation. Remember when they first started to when they staged the body, they announced to the news that it was a homicide investigation. Right? Crazy work. And then all of a sudden it's an accident. It's insane that all this evidence was left behind, but it was not logged or considered. Shaking my head. They really thought they were going to get away with it. Yes, they thought it. I don't understand why they didn't know that they're still God. They're still the one and only true most high God. Yes, ma'am, Miss Letha. You want to come up, Miss Letha? You don't got to turn on your camera. Come on up so we can talk. Thank you so much, Lee Hop. Thank you. All right, so somebody said about roid rage. I think it was roid rage, bullying that went too far. Sloan Bella theory all the way. I think that as well, Mary A. Tavante said Hope might just be the weakest link to the spill the beans. Once he find out we figured him out, gotta put pressure on everyone. Absolutely. I don't care if you black, white, Chinese, Hispanic. If I see something suspect, I'm calling you out on it. I'm so glad that you brought this case back to light. You're welcome, baby. Hopefully it'll lead to the arrest of those with culpability for this crime. I pray that it happens soon. Listen, guys, it is happening. It's happening right now. That's why they panicking. That's why they panicking. What do you want me to zoom in on? I just pulled up the yearbook. Let me know what you want me to zoom in on. Oh, on the yearbook? Let me see. Hold on. All right, I done got distracted, guys. Let me get back to the yearbook. Lord, where the yearbook at? Okay, I can zoom in a little bit. There you guys go. All right, detective, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Why are the shoes in black and white so we can't identify the colors? This is crazy to me. And you know who got really small feet? I know a lot of people say, well, those black, gray, and orange shoes, they're too small. Those are women's shoes. I'm going to show you guys something. Because there's somebody that got really, really small feet to be 6 feet tall. Is this it? Hold on. That's one of them. All right. Yes. So, okay. All right. Let me show you this, guys, this real quick, and then we can go back and look at the yearbook. But I want you to look at how small his feet are. It's like unbelievably small, to be honest with you. Image file. All right. Hold on a second. Okay. Here, my friends. This is Brian Bell. I can't zoom in. Oh my God. Dang, I can't zoom. But look how little and awkward his feet are. I can't zoom in when I'm in just a regular photo. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Nope. That's a layout. Nope. I can't zoom. Oh, wait. Did I just figure it out? Y'all see how small his feet are? Oh my God. Zoom in, Auntie. Zoom. It's not working for me now. But you see how oddly small his feet are compared to him being, 6 feet tall? Yeah. I'm sorry that I couldn't zoom in. All right, let me go back to the yearbook. So every picture of this walk in our shoes theme is in black and white. Black and white. And I think they low-key was trying to troll Kendrick Johnson with this walk in our shoes theme. That's crazy, man. All right, so we're looking for Holt. Last name Holt. And you know what's odd as well? Is that you can find, and look, Holt's not in here. And they scrubbed this yearbook because you can't even find headshots of Brandon and or Brian Bell in this yearbook at all. Now look, we clearly see a blue book with the last name of Holt on it, but we can't find this person. So that's crazy. We can do it another way. Let's see. Page 50. So now I'm looking for Holt. There's no Holt. They took us to another page. Here's Lori Taylor. Lori Taylor's right here. She is the superintendent's daughter, and she was one of the young girls, the ladies that found Kendrick's body. That's Lori Taylor. Why is it that we can't find Holt in this yearbook? Don't you guys think that's odd? That's Lori Taylor right there. That's how she looks. She was a senior. You know who else we can't find? Look at the B's. Do you see Bell in this yearbook? And we know they was there that year. But you gonna scrub them out too. I searched Bell and there's mentions of them. But no headshots. And you know what else is odd? Let's take a look at this. Am I going too fast? Let me check the comments. I'm sorry, guys. Let me check to see if there's any questions. Yes, Brianna, he was. And Bridget, to answer your question, I don't know what they actually did with his cell phone. Okay, on that day, Kendrick Johnson didn't have his own cell phone. He had someone else's cell phone, and that phone was turned off. But it wasn't connected to cell service. He was using it to listen to music. But all cell phones still connect, right, to the Wi-Fi. And you can still, it tracks. You can call 911. So there's no cell phone that's 100% like dead, right? And I'm not sure. You know, in the report, it says that they ordered it. They did collect the cell phone. They ordered the data, but they never, ever mentioned the outcome. And yes, Brianna, he's right here. He's on the wrestling team. And I'm going to show you something else that's really odd. It could be Brian Bell's shoe print. Feet are small. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the wrestling team. This is the year that Brian Bell swore he was at the wrestling match, you know, and not in the hallway because the wrestling team left at 12 o'clock p.m. That was prior to Kendrick entering the gym. We know that's a lie, allegedly. So here's a state championship. The only person that they mentioned in the state champion is Matt Moody. Matt Moody. There are no other pictures. Here, again, Matt Moody. There's no other pictures of any other wrestling members at the meet that day. Matt Moody again. Here's Brandon Bell, but check out the floor. This is not the state championship. Check out this floor compared to this floor. That is not the same tournament, and it is not the same floor. Right? And here's Brandon again over here. Got somebody pinned. But it's a lot of Matt Moody being mentioned. And it's Brandon Bell in different matches. Now, what happened to Brandon Bell's photo on the day of the championship? You see Brandon Bell more than one time during the match, right? 1, 2. So obviously he was good at wrestling. But on the day of the championship, you have no pictures. All you have is Matt Moody. No team pictures, no more Brandon, no nothing. And this is where we also discovered here's Carl Jackson, Kendrick's blood cousin on the wrestling team. The one that basically shut his family off, would not talk, and lawyered up. You have Travers Polk, the grandson or son of Sheriff Ashley Polk on the wrestling team. Okay, there's a lot of suspects that are on the wrestling team. You have Clayton Griffiths, allegedly the one that was walking through the hallway with no socks and shoes on and very little short black shorts and a long sleeve hoodie and a red jacket on top. You hot or cold? Because your body, you're giving off different signals that the bottom half is hot and the top half, you're cold. Come on. But Clayton Griffiths is on this team. I've heard of Colton Lights, he's named. There's Brandon Bell. All these people, Carl Jackson, everybody. That's why I said it keeps, everybody's name that keeps coming up, it's connected to the wrestling team. Isn't that odd? So yeah, they're going to all stick together with the alibi. So let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 people on the wrestling team that names keep coming up in the Kendrick Johnson case. 7 people. Isn't that crazy? And then the other girls that were involved in the discovery of his body were all cheerleaders. Jackson. Oh, you want to know what Jackson's last name is? Hold on a second. Carl Jackson. Jackson is his last name. His first name is Carl. I don't see anybody on the team that has a first name of Jackson. All right. Any other questions? That's Clayton Griffiths, Letha, allegedly. I believe Matt Moody was the guy that the black other wrestling team members, now I'm thinking about it, that was in the hallway taunting Kendrick because he was going to the gym. I think that one was Matt Moody with the red shirt on. I'm going to tell you why I think that. Remember that red shirt? Hold on. We're going to pull Moody up. It looked like to me he had on the same shirt. Let's see. So let me go here. This is all alleged. Again, you can't find Matt Moody's name with the search. But he's in here. Let me do it another way. I apologize, family. But I really thank you guys for being here with me tonight. Let me see. If I can find his headshot again. That's the yearbook. Okay, so it must be this. Yes, this one. All right. Zoom in. Moody right here. It's just his head shape of the guy that's walking into the gym matches him. Now his shirt has stripes on it. I don't think that person that walked in on that day, he just had a solid red. But if you pay attention to his head shape, the guy that walked, that the black kids handed something to and turned around and started taunting Kendrick and then walked into the gym. Yes. To me, that's Matt Moody, allegedly. Now, the guy that's in the striped shirt that walked from the outside when Kendrick went in, it's like the black boy is beckoning them to come in. To me, that looks like Ryan Hall. That's who that looks like, allegedly. Ryan Hall didn't go to didn't go to Lowndes County High School at that time. After Kendrick was unalive, that's when he transferred to Lowndes. But that kid that came from outside, now he looks like Ryan Hall. But this is Matt Moody, and this is who I believe, and it's my personal opinion, is the kid that the other kids passed something to and walked into the gym. Hold on, guys. I need to let my cat out of here. It's making too much noise. Hold on a second. Sick of it. Okay. All right, I'm back, guys. All right, any more questions? Let me see. Who's Matthew Taylor? I don't know. Matthew Taylor has not came up yet. I mean, to me, everybody on the wrestling team is suspect. If you ask me, fam, what y'all think? Who wants to come up? You don't have to turn on your camera. You see, I have my camera off. Well, one day I guess you will. Yeah, right. Brianna. Yes, the cousin could have been scared, silenced, or paid off. One or the other. All I know is Mr. Jackson has not talked to his family today. And allegedly his mother was the Miss Jackie's first cousin. Ain't that something? Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. Do you know how close cousins are in the African American community? They're like brothers and sisters. For the most part, when we were younger, we grew up in grandma's house as brothers and sisters. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I couldn't figure out Moody out. I mean, that was Clay Griffiths. I mean, he had on black shorts, no socks, no shoes, but at the top he had on a black hoodie with a red jacket. That didn't make sense at all. Yes, they did. Devontae, I can't find them. I mean, there's photos, a mention of Brandon Bell and Brian Bell, but there's no headshots. All right, let's see. To be honest, I don't really believe Brandon went to that wrestling match. Me either. I wish it could be verified who actually attended that match on that day by someone other than the demons from Valdosta. Yes, I've been trying to get the roster. The only thing I can find is the schools on the roster, but it doesn't give you the individual names of the wrestlers that were there. So that year it doesn't show. Lori Taylor is the daughter of the superintendent. She was one of the girls cheerleaders that found Kendrick allegedly in the mat. We don't believe that. Right. And Erica in his interview, he lied clearly. Talking about first block, second block, third block, fourth block. And then in the FBI, the sheriff's department told the public that they had confirmed Brian Bell's alibi and that he wasn't tardy. He was in class, fourth block. But when you look at the FBI report, that's not what it says. His teacher did confirm that he was in class that day, but when the FBI agent asked the teacher, I don't know if she was a male or female, she said, I can't confirm. I can't recall if he was late or not. So how did they confirm he wasn't late? And the actual teacher can't even confirm it. Everybody's just lying. Everybody just lying. All right. Let me see. I'm looking at you guys' questions. Yes, Mary A. Cousins in the African American community, and maybe in other cultures as well, are like brothers and sisters. I mean, in my family, we all lived up under one roof, grandma's house, until my mom, was able to get it together, and eventually, at about 6 or 7. No, I think it was about 8 or 9 that we moved out of grandma's house. They're our cousins and our sisters. Our cousins are our sisters and brothers. So that's why what Carl Jackson did, I don't understand it. Yes, he was. I do know who they wrestled against. Hold on. Let me see if I have that up or if I have to go try to find it. I don't think I know that was down in Macon, Georgia. I'll get that pulled up for our next live, y'all. It's 9:45. We've been on here for 2 hours, and I really, really don't want to keep you because I know we got to go to work. I know I do, and a lot of you guys got to go to work. So we're gonna hold here, okay? We're gonna stop right here, and then maybe we can pick it up tomorrow. We can go through the yearbook some more, the photos some more, talk about it some more. And like I said, guys, please don't be afraid to come on the panel. It's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us to solve this thing. And we all have to work together. Check if Hope was in another grade. Hold on a second. Let's take a look. I searched the yearbook by name and couldn't find Holt. But hold on a second. Let's see. So, sophomores. But I'm not sure who is in this yearbook. I think this is names in the whole yearbook. But that couldn't be possible. It could be, but I don't see Holt under H. Holt. And let me search, do a name search. See, I done searched everybody, as y'all can see. But I just noticed, and see, this is the only thing that comes up. Lowndes High School. And if I click on this, it doesn't bring up Holt. So, looks like to me that he was scrubbed as well. Let me see. We can just manually look through this if you want. But you should be able to find his name. Like, I'm able to find Brandon Bell, but you don't have a headshot. I'm thinking the dude with the last name Holt or girl is not in the yearbook at all. Because if you search Brandon Bell, you don't have a headshot of Brandon Bell. But it takes you to where his name is mentioned in the, in the yearbook, and that was on the wrestling team. So I don't have a Holt at all coming up. Brian Bell might be on this as a headshot. Let me see. No, because it took me to P's for Parker. But let's do something here. We're in the sophomores. Let's see if we can find a Holt. Well, look at Carl Jackson. There's Carl Jackson. Let's zoom in. Oh, look at KJ. Y'all see KJ? Rest in peace, KJ. We out here fighting for you, son. Here's Carl Jackson. They was in the same grade. That's his cousin, Carl Jackson, right there. Diabolical, right? Your own cousin. Shaking my head. And so we're in the H's right here. Let me go back. I have to zoom out. Let's zoom back in. So here's where the H's start. Hobbs. Look at Clayton Griffiths. He's in there more than once. No. Why does he have on the same shirt as Matt Moody? Isn't this the same shirt that Matt Moody had on? Put a one in the chat if you think that's the same shirt that Matt Moody just had on. That's Clayton Griffiths right there. And Matt had on a red, white, and black striped shirt as well. Why are they dressed alike? Weird. So Clayton Griffiths is on here looking like Matt Moody. And I don't see anybody with the last name of Holt. Do you guys? Well, let's keep looking. No, you would think that he would come right here. So he could be in another. Oh, wait a minute. William Holt. William Holt. Let me write that down. It's probably some. Why is it that his name didn't come up when you try to search it? So William Holt, sophomore. I'm gonna keep looking through this yearbook, y'all. We can get back online tomorrow after we get off work and continue to look through the yearbook and through the crime scene photos. Like, again, I don't want to keep you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming tonight. We're gonna look, guys. Let's table this. Write it down. Mark it. We get back on our detective mode tomorrow night, okay? Again, I want to thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you for kicking it with Auntie Leah. Please, let's stop with the drama. That's all I'm going to say. And please keep it far away from Miss Johnson. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's meet here tomorrow at 7:45. By then, I hope our co-host, Mr. Young Nine, is not driving, and he can be on the panel and have the conversation as well. We'll get back right into it. Any last minute questions? If not, we're gonna stop at William Holt, and then I'm gonna continue to look if I can find any more Holts in this yearbook. I love y'all, and thank you again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. All right, Detective Patootie.
Please like, share, and subscribe.